Okay, welcome everybody to the Humble George and Squonkaroony channel. There is Melania's Golden Slipper, the most outstanding car on the planet, to my knowledge. Hopefully you're here on both sides of the spectrum today. I don't know. I just monkeyed with it, so I hope it'll work. I don't know. We'll try. Okay. But what I did want to do is I come over here to our little manager, and I was going to work on this, but I'm going to change my mind. That is an amazing car, by the way, or it stands to reason it could be. Now let's come over here. We have got this little car right here. This was just sent to me from Earthworm 90, and he wanted me to check it out and let him know kind of my thoughts on it. So let's do that. First of all, let's take a look and see what we got. We got 260 horse, it says, but we're going to go take a look. All right, let's go sniff this little critter out. All right, we've got 260 plus horse. Let's hit the three little knobs there, and we'll see if... Aha! No, we don't. We've got 10,238 horse. I knew it was suspicious. And take a look at how this goes. It's kind of slow, and at 5 grand, holy shit, it goes ape shit right to 10, then drops right off, and then kind of peters up a little ways to 15. Whoo, this should be interesting. Now let's hit these three little balls, and we'll calculate our power to weight ratio as 0.09 KAs to the HP. Well, we're going to have to do a little analyzation now. Let's analyze it. Oop! This car is from Kuno's. Fuck with this and you'll have a black Cadillac at your front door with a couple of guys going, "We got a deal for you, you can't refuse." Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we won't fuck with it. The only thing it found anyway is it's got a very... Mahatma Gandhi is driving the fucker. Okay? Dandy. So now we're at a spot where we could actually drive this car. And we're going to go to a different place today. You know where I'd like to go?
Where, Humble?
I love it, don't you? Where the fuck Squonk? Everybody loves that. Get in here. You fiddle fucked around long enough. Say hi to Earthworm.
Earthworm buddy, hi, hi, and hi to your sweetie too.
Don't let him near your sweetie. That thing is, it dives for cleavage. Yeah, he'll leap off a fucking lampstand and go right down. Ploop, he'll be down there. All you see is a tail sticking out, and she'll be laughing again. So we don't want. I don't want to get any lawsuits against, some kind of monkey business like that. We've got.
My mind completely vacated the premises as soon as I thought of those things. Okay, that'll happen to a man. Where the fuck are we going, Humble?
Start Glencoe. That's where we're going.
You just grabbed that out of the blue.
No, I didn't grab it out of the blue. That's exactly where I wanted to go. But let's get a decent. Now the good bad weathers, the original ones are right here. I kept them, and I assume they would still work. So if I went to unpredictable, I would have what I did a long time ago when I got married, an unpredictable experience.
Okay, let's stop the bullshit and get on with this here.
Let's give this little car a thorough testing on a really nice course, one that we will all appreciate. My seat's not in the right... that's better. That's better. Little seats on skis, actually, and I had to make a special emergency brake for it so it wouldn't push back when I'm stomping the piss out of the pedals. And it works.
Very rudimentary, but nevertheless, all we wanted was performance.
Okay. Uh-oh. Wiggling like a bastard, that's usually not a good sign, but we'll see. Here's the gears. We'll go up about midway. Tires. Ah, experimental slicks. He's a good lad. We'll go to 20 in the back and 18 in the front. See, I hope you don't have his grandmother in the trunk kicking and screaming to get out. 77. We'll give it 10%. Alignment, we can't tell yet. Nice wheels, by the way. A drivetrain. Differential coast will go to 40% this time. Let's cut the brakes back just a little bit on the bias. Suspendiones. It seems fine so far. And we'll go back and save this, and then we'll take a good look at it. Okay. Saves me typing. Bear with me. That thing is leaping about. Now that's suspicious. I'm not used to seeing that. So let's get in there. Something is wrong. I can tell you right now. Something is not right. Sound is good. Something is wrong. Sounds excellent though. Alright, let's just say maybe it's the track. Ah, what the fuck? I forgot my hat. Are you shitting me? How the hell could I forget that? Are you shitting me? If I started this, you are gonna give me the hairy canary. Go away, you bastard. Hang on. Are you really shitting me? You fight? How the fuck did you do that? I swore I'd put that thing on. Come on, come on. Snap it up. Oh, you're waiting for me. Okay. All right, no roll. All right, let's get this fucker squared. Ready? Bing, bing. Beautiful. Now I can actually see. By the way, anybody who doesn't have a track IR by Natural Point, and you like Assetto Corsa, and you like flying games and all kinds of stuff like that, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're waiting for VR, go get VR. But if you've got a nice television that's ass-kicking, this is fucking tits on a Ritz, brother. Okay. Because it gives me all the... Well, I don't know. I've never done VR, so I can't even begin to tell you. But as far as I'm concerned, so that I can still see my hands and navigate everything in the room, because I'm playing with a keyboard and I've got a mouse and everything. I got to be able to see in the room present time while I'm monkeying. I can't have a face mask on and then amorphously grabbing in the dark like I'm out on a second date. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's a good thing you saved this. Now I can look around. You'll blow you away. You turn your head to the side, you can absolutely see. It doesn't make sense. Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to come out to here, and now we're going to make sure I'm sitting. Actually, I'm not bad. What the fuck is going on here?
You got a cat in the back of this thing?
Alright, no, that is... What the fuck? Simmer down. Okay, let's go to the car. And this I can't see where the flyer the fuck at all. So, that ain't gonna do anything for me. What the... Somebody's getting laid in the back seat. Good enough, good enough. I gotta get out of here. I can't take the noise. Alright, you bastard. Don't chip your teeth. Hang on a minute. Whoa, this thing has no fucking brakes. Proctology to them.
I know what this was. because this was our incentive to vote for Hillary. Vote for Hillary to get one of these great big carrot stuff.
I don't want a carrot stuff. Got a piece of celery, fucking cassava melon, none of that shit. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We got, whoa, Nelly. That's nice sound. Real nice sound. Real nice. Let's see. Nice driving. I wonder if there was Squonky in the back. Do you think he fell in the trunk when I was fucking around the car? Sure, we better stop it. Oh, it's gonna get dark. I hope this thing has lights. Yes, it's fading fast. Better stop it and get a coffee. What in the flying fuck? Bitch wants out, whatever it is.
Holy shit, it's even making me move. What the fuck? Dude, you better stop wanking it. You're gonna get me glasses.
Holy shit. I think I know what the fucking thing.
What the fuck is going... This thing is going ape shit. I bet Earthworm's laughing his balls off right now. I think I know what's wrong with this thing.
Great little car. Great little car. Holy shit, we're flying. I wonder if I can stop at the end. It's rolling like a bastard. No problem.
Nice going, Humble.
Can't see shit, but beautiful little car. Alright, last but not least, alright, now, let me get out of this little place, right there, Bing, and let me show you BLM lights. Because I think I can increase our headlights just by clacking them. I thought I could. I used to be able to. Can't do shit. Oh, there we go. Car brightness 100%. There we go. Track lights just came up brighter, I think. See, you got to give it a second to do its thing. I think I cobbed the piss out of it. Car brightness 200%.
Wow, check that shit out.
Fucking A. Remember we couldn't see shit a minute ago? Oh, you can see like a champion now. This is fucking great. Now check this shit out. It's got wet too, so if I hit wet, pink, it should put a shine on the track. Might take a minute. Boy, I could see like a champion though. Actually, maybe too much because now look at the lights. They look great. So see BLM car, BLM lights. They fucking really work. Isn't that super? What a great little car this is. Alright, let's find a place to park our ass. We've done good enough for one day. Is this a spot? Can we get in? No. Maybe. No. Can I go right through it? Oh no, fucking way.
There's gotta be a way around that.
There might be.
Nope. I thought it was there.
I'm up against something. Here's a little cover here. Ah, you bastard. I thought I could go in there. Nice old car. Hitler!
Okay, we'll just stop here because we've done good enough.
We've done good enough, good enough. Now listen. Wait a minute. There's a to it as well. Now watch, Grandma is quiet.
It wasn't the car, it wasn't the game, it was the track.
All right, here, let me simmer these fuckers down. Right there.
Made a mini game out of the fucking wipers.
Okay. Holy shit. All right, guys. We've had what is known as...
The banana.
Okay, that is a sweet little car. There is no bullshit, and I don't have anything to say. I mean, there's mine, and there's this one. I think that one is great. I don't have a...
Oh.
Okay, all right. There is one thing I wanted to do while we still got this. Come on over to the whatchamadoodly place, the content showroom.
That would be the name of it. Yep, that's it.
Okay, we're going to the content showroom, and now we're going to, and we've got a nice showroom at that. Okay, gonna go to the little car. We're getting 12 fucking frames per second, so that's piss poor, but nonetheless. We're going to flames. See them all in the back? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit escape. Well, once I get back to the car thing, right here. That's where you can escape. Ready? Escape. Now I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to come over here and come to data. And now we're going to open up our, now first of all, make sure it's the right car. KS Ford Escort MK1. We're going to come on down here to flames. Okay, we're going to open up the flames. We're going to make this go like this. We're going to grab this up here, happy as a mouse. And they are happy too for the most part. Now we're going to minimize this. This I can minimize as well. Now we're going to go back to the game. And we're going to, is there another way to, yep, just back to the game, back to the showroom. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the little car. And we're going to go back to the flames. Okay. But now I'm going to Alt-Tab and hopefully get this, which I did. However, I lost the other thing, but don't worry, we can go back to get that too. And now I alt-tab just once, clink, and we've got them. Okay, now we can in real time adjust these flames. So, like I was explaining to Single Racer, when you are overwhelmed with a great deal of information, take tiny bites. Just like in life, if you're overwhelmed with life, like when your mother dies or some horrible thing that just fucking devastates the shit out of you, and all of a sudden you can't even think about a day ahead, a week ahead, a month ahead, a year ahead, any time ahead, just do right now what is before you, and then when the next thing comes, do the next thing. Don't think any farther than right now. Even if you have to take it in nanosecond bites, take tiny little bites. So we're going to go to this flame right here. This is, and believe me, I've been there. Trust me. I picked my mom right up off the floor seconds after she died when I was 25. And it fucking just devastated my ass. So here's the deal. Remember I told you there was a little chart on how to adjust flames? Well, what we're going to want to do is we're not so concerned about the up and down, but we are concerned about the forwards and the backwards. And the forwards and the backwards is these buggers right here. Right there. Those are the ones. So we want to move a flame 0 up to here, okay? Now, obviously, when we move him up, he's going to go underneath the car. So actually, we probably should move flame 0 out away from the car, which is going to be, let's undo this one, and let's do this one right here. Now, just this right here. These little mouse turds, whatever they are, you want to leave them right where they are. So 46 puts us back to here. Well, what would 16 do for us? Hang on. Come on, you pecker. I want to give me 16 and let's see what that does. We got to test the waters. Now we're going to hit save and it'll move. Boom. Okay, 16 moved it over here. Okay? If 16 moves it here and 46 moves it here, what would 86 do? We got to start, or 96. Who gives a fuck? Boom. 96 puts us right in a good spot. I lucked out, but God is kind to me. Okay, now we want to move the little guy forward. So remember I told you that the back ones here is the backwards and the forwards. So let's see what happens if this -1 becomes a -3. Now watch this little bastard right here. You watching him?
Where the fuck do you go?
Way the fuck back here. Okay, -3 is obviously going the wrong way. So let's go back to, and this is nice because we have more than one. We go right back to 1. In this case, I'm going to go to 0. And then we'll see where this goes. Boom.
Oh, so a 0 puts us, oh, you bastard.
Well, don't feel bad. If you fuck with it, you just have to go back and alt-tab real quick, kabink, and it'll get it right back to here. It's very nice. So a 95, we might be able to get away with maybe a 65 and see what that does.
Ha-ha! We're gaining.
So now we'll go to a 16 or 15 or whatever. Boom! Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty fucking good. Okay, so we've learned a couple of things. Sorta. We've learned a couple of things. We've learned that we are now too far out and too far up. But otherwise, we are not quite far enough forward. Okay, so we're going to Alt-Tab again. Okay.
We're Alt-tabbing again, and what are we going to do?
Well, we've got to go forward some more, and 15 is too much. So we're going to put a 0 there, and we're running out of increments, so we're going to hope for the best. That's as good as we're going to get for there. Now, what's happening is Now we can go down to a 1, and that's going to be a very tiny jump forward, but it might be enough. Once we get to 0, that is where the halfway mark is on the
creature here.
Yeah, it goes from 0 in the center out this way, and then 0 out this way. But you'd never. It depends on where they start the mod as to where it's going to be. So what we're going to do is, yes, we're going to hit a 0 right there, because that is absolutely dead nuts as far as it'll go. Bam, right there. So let's drop it down and see what happens. So that's the center ones that we're going to drop it down. So that's a 31. Why don't we try a 23 and see what happens? Let's just see which direction it goes.
That's better.
Okay, so now let's try a 13. Boom! Right in a nice spot, okay? Now, when I touch the car, I'm going to lose this little fucker, so don't freak out, but we have to move him because we are still way the fuck outside of where we need to be. But we can Alt-Tab back.
Another hour-long video.
But we want our side-to-side, which is the beginning ones, now to, and we know that a 46 puts us in, and a 96 puts us out, so probably a 76 might be where we want to be. It ain't bad. See, that was another good, fortunate guess. But now we're got to get into the which way do we twist these fucking directions of the flames, and that is in the directions. And just for shits and giggles, we're going to try this first one, and we're going to put, that was a 5, let's make it a 2 and see what happens.
Oh, that didn't work.
All right, if a 5 was not enough, let's try a 9 and see what that does. Boom. All right, that's a little better. All right, what we're going to do then, the 0 is going to become a 1. And the 9, both of these are going to become 0s.
Now let's see what happens.
A tiny increment. Okay, now we're going to increase the increment to a 7 and see what happens. Okay, nice. We're going to increase it to a 9. Okay, I think we can live with that, but now we have to bring it backwards just a smidgen, and that's going to be this setting right here. So let's bring this back to 0.
Oh!
I hit the wrong fucking button.
Oh, we can't go back and forth. We're fucked.
No, we're not fucked. Take the negative off and put a 1 right here.
And this could be a real fuck, but we're about to find out.
Okay, we went way forward. Okay. Balls McCarthy. Let's put a negative here and see what happens, if it'll bring it back.
Actually, that wasn't a bad idea.
But I think, well, let's try that for right this minute. Let's take a look and see where we actually are. We're not terrible bad.
We're in the ballpark.
Sorta. We are, sorta. We gotta go.
We're not there yet. This isn't close enough for space docking.
All right, Alt-Tab. Okay, so what we can see much better from here. So what we want to do is go forwards, then. Let's see what that does.
Closer. Beautiful.
Oh.
Fuck. We're going to be right back to the 0 again. And that's going to be as good as we're going to get.
It is, but it might be good enough. Now we're going to twist this sucker a little bit more. Let's see what happens if we put a 7 on this directional pad. Oh, wrong direction. Okay, let's do a 00.
That didn't do shit for us.
Let's drop this 90 down to a 50.
That's fucked.
Okay, then we're going to put a 2 here. And we're going to put a 2 here and see what happens.
That's nicer.
So let's put an 8 there.
Beautiful. Okay, now that's starting to look halfway decent.
So, are we close enough to the car, though? That's what we need to find out now.
Actually, we're not that far away.
We're not that far away. So our side to side, has to come in. Okay, Alt-Tab. Well, this is about as wild as you're going to have to do to get these going, but that is going to be our front ones, which is right here, the 76. So we're going to do a 70 just to see what happens. Okay, and then we're going to move it forward.
Remember, we can move it forward.
We can put a 2 there and see what happens.
Oh, fuck. No, we can't move it forward.
Well, we can if we remove this thing.
It's all right. That's too much.
Well, how about if we do it the other way around? What if we go 0, 1?
That's fucked up.
Now we can dilly-dick with this for a little while, but we can see if we can do an 8 and see what that does for us. An 8's too much, which is good. So that means we're going to want, say, a 6.
That's happy. I'm liking that. Let's see where we are. We got to move the car.
That is almost working, almost. Now we got a little bit of an upward tilt to this one, which is, we can live with that for the moment. And as we look for it, we've got a little bit of a forward tilt as well. The upward, forward, and we can come down just a little bit. All right, Alt-Tab.
First things first, you don't freak out. This is all doable, and it's a little bit of a pisser of a mind game, but now we want the middle ones.
We want to drop it down. So let's see if down is really down. Let's go to a 11 instead of a 13.
It is. We are happy.
Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take this entire position right here. See him? Actually, we're going to grab...
No, we're not.
We're just going to grab to the 0. Watch this shit now. Yup, Control C. We're going to come down here, and we're not going to take the little negative because that's the other side of the car. Control V. Come on down. Every bit of it this time.
Now you got to get it all.
Every bit. Control V.
Every bit except the little fucking dangler.
Control V. Everything right to the fucking equals sign. Bing. Now we're going to move this down to be able to polish off the last of these fuckers. Okay, now we're dealing with this upper row.
Try to stay focused because a fuck up here and you don't catch it till we get to the bottom. You have to go back and try to figure out where the hell you just porked the shit out of yourself.
And then there's that one. And then there's this one. Control V.
Humble, why do we have so many?
Yeah, but just hang with me, would you please? There's a reason for that. One, you have extremely beautiful flames, and two, we've got one hell of a lot of adjustment that we can do for that porthole where they're coming out of. We can spray these all over hell and back and have a good time. All right, now watch what happens when we hit save. Bango. We got on both sides of the car flames. And they're at different various angles. Now, just to prove to you that we do have them coming out the other side as well, we'll go over here and take...
Oh shit, that's right. We don't want them coming out the other side as well. We don't have two sides. We only have one side.
Well, in that case, we do want Alt-Tab. Now, we do want to nip off all these. Let's start at the top so we do it properly, and there's only a few. So we want to nip this one off right here. Bango. We skip one and come and nip. Bango. Skip one and nip.
It sounds like a fucking either a dance or a drinking experience. Skip that one out. I'll nip on today. Yeah, well, the whiskey will make me talk like that, I'll tell you right now. Whew, it fucks me up.
Okay. Uh-oh, I missed one. This one right here. Pink. Key swap mini. You little bastard.
You missed another one, Humble.
Ah, fuck, I did right here.
Oh, those are directions, you dink!
Oh, fuck! All right, let's not flip the fuck out too bad. Direction. Direction. Oh, fuck a duck. No, I see why you gotta pay attention. Position. There's the little critter right there. Oh, I wonder how many of these I dinked. Well,
Time will tell, old boy.
Okay.
And we got him coming out of everywhere in his grandmother. Okay, as I told you before, tiny bites. Tiny bites. Tiny. Okay?
Now, the problems that we're having right here are due to fucking the direction not being the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the direction. So we're going to start at the top where we did this before, and we're going to grab this whole son of a bitch right here. Control C, okay? Now we're going to come to the direction. Control V. We're going to make sure that I pay attention this time so I don't fuck this up before your very eyes. And each and every one of these is going to get changed. Now we're going to make subliminal and small changes in a minute, but we're going to group all these bastards together in one blast so that everything is the same right this minute, because we're close enough that if worse came to worse, we could leave it and we would have not anywhere near as good a job as we're going to in a minute, but it would be better than having flames that came out of fucking no place in particular. So there we go, and we got one last one. Now watch what happens. Control V. Okay, now when we hit this thing to save, keep your eyes on the flames. Pabango. We have one flame.
We've become one with our flames, actually.
All right, enough of this philosophical horse shit. Okay, now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to move the second set of flames slightly back.
Toward the back of the car.
So to do that, we're going to move our position from 6. Let's try a 3 and see what that does for me. Kabingo.
Nice. I like a 3. Well, if you like a 3, then you're probably going to like a 4. And if you like a 4, I wouldn't doubt you're going to be happier than pig and shit with a 5.
I am. I'm joyful all of a sudden.
Okay, well, what the fuck would a 2 do for you?
I'm starting to catch wood.
No,
All right, enough of that shit.
did you hit the right one? I didn't see anything happen.
We'll hit a 1 over here and see what that does.
We're going on all sides of the spectrum. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, if that's a 6, why don't we hit a 7 and see what happens?
Boongo. That's about as we got them covered from 2 sides of the spectrum now. We're happier than the pig and shit, and we've only got 1, 2, 3 more to go. So it's up to you what we want to do. We could do let's do another 4, just for shits and giggles. And we'll do another 5 down here for shits and giggles. Okay, are you ready to shit or giggle?
I'll take the giggle.
Okay, now we're happy. Okay, now we've got flames coming out of there like a champion. Now let's take a look at this shit. I gotta wiggle the car.
Wiggle, nice boy.
Okay, we got flames coming out like a son of a bitch. Okay, we're happy. We got flames coming out of this fucker.
But it's at a kind of a bogus angle.
So what we want to do is we want to angle these bastards down, or at least some of the tribe we want to angle down. And this will be where we do that now. Alt Tab to get back to here. Now what we're going to do is remember how to eat an elephant.
Actually, I don't think they would eat. They smell horrible, so I don't want any part of eating one.
Any event, and Squonky won't go near a fucking elephant. Forget that shit. As a matter of fact, one time I had to deliver concrete at Burnett Park Zoo, and I had to go in the elephant place. Those fuckers are mean. That son of a bitch did not like the mixer, and it did not like me. And the guy said, do yourself a favor and stay away from the fucking elephant. I said, no problem. I'll get in the truck. You can shovel the shit. Fuck you. That's the end of that. Okay, now pay attention. Me, I'm talking to. Now we want the directions. So what we're going to do is, since we seem to be happy with the top one, and everybody's the same, what we're going to do is we got to fiddle fuck around to find out what's down. So if 280, let's try a 210 and see what this does. I went the wrong way. Okay, so we're going right back to what we had.
It's not good to fiddle fuck. You certainly don't move everything just to see what happens in a big wad.
Let's come down to 11 there and see what happens.
Ah, I'm liking that.
Actually, we could probably live with a few of these 11s. Just a couple of them. Okay, now since that's an 11, we're going to go down to an 09, and we'll give myself another 09.
I'm starting to like these.
Okay.
And how many more we got?
We'll fucking shithouse load them. Okay, now
What are we moving?
the center ones.
Well, give me an 06.
And let's hit them and see what happens. Okay. Well, then give me
Where are we, fuckstick? Direction.
06. All right, we want an 04. An 05. And an 02. Okay.
Now nail it.
Blango. Now let's go take a look and see what we've done. What have we got?
We've got a whole load of shit going every which way. But we're still not going down like I wanted to go.
So we're going to Alt-Tab, and this is probably going to be where we figure it out. We'll come back to the very top where we begin at the elephant. And it is probably this bastard here, a -2. Let's give it a negative fucking 6 and see what that does.
Oh, that went way the fuck somewhere. Where the fuck did that go?
Okay, that went way. So that's what that does. That's the this way and the that way. Well, actually, that ain't that terrible. That went over that way, but I don't really care for that. We could do it, but I think that's kind of fucked up. Okay, and since we remembered, look at this. We've got a 2 to tell us right where it goes. So put him back. This is obviously not the ones we want. I would say we probably are going to want the 31s. No, we don't want those.
It's gotta be these bastards.
It does. So let's put a negative here just to see what the fuck happens.
Whoa, Bawambo! That took off into no man's fucking land. We definitely don't want that. Okay. Well, you know, as Jesus said, I'd rather have you hot or warm. I don't want you lukewarm.
I can understand why. Okay. Fuck a duck. That is not what we wanted.
Well, we only got one more choice. I mean, what the fuck? You got three choices, and you just did two of them.
I think we did 3, to be honest.
Well, fuck it. We can figure this out.
Okay, it's got to be the 11s then. Wouldn't you say? It's got to be the center ones? Fuck. And what happens when we put a 5 here?
Where are we starting, ass cheese?
You're right. You're right. Put a 0. Put a 0. Let's simmer down.
We'll start at the top, where you know where the fuck you are.
Ready? We're going to put a 5 here. Just to see what the fuck happens. Straight up.
Aha! What did we just learn?
I'll tell you what we just learned. Now we're going to put, what the fuck did it have begin? We're going to have a 1, and we're going to have a negative. Watch this shit. Cabango. Now what happens?
Dick to the dirt.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Was too much dick to the dirt. So what we want to do is put a 0, 2 there and see if it's less dick to the dirt.
Yeah, that's okay.
As a matter of fact, fucking another 0 is, watch how tiny increment that actually moves it though. Hardly noticeable. So then what we want then is not necessarily a 1 anymore, but let's say we want an 8.
An 8? An 8? No, you dickhead. You want a 0. And you want an 8 here.
Watch. See, now that's what we're talking about. Now, we're going to make it even less than that. Make it a 6. Okay, now we can live with that. So we know what we need. We need a every so often, like this one, have a negative. We'll drop down to this one, have a negative, negative.
Now, let's not wander away.
Where the fuck are we? A 0, 60. So we want negative 0, 60, negative 0, 70, negative 0, 50. Okay, now let's see what happens. All right, that's probably good enough. So now we've got a decent spray of flames. Now you can get as creative as you want to take the time. Right now we've got one hell of a video all porked to death. And as you can see, we're still out from the pipe a little bit, but it's close enough. I'm telling you, I don't think we're going to notice it too bad. And we got a decent spray of flames. So now what we want to do is we want to just simply go back into the game. Now what we want here, watch this. We're going back to Alt-Tab, and you notice we don't even have to save it. I don't think we can even save it. Oh, look at all these bastards. Okay, maybe we can. We're going to try. No, we can't. This was just an adjustment. Okay, now we're going to go back just into the game long enough to see what we did. Okay? We're not going to drive it. I'm going to dismiss the class here in just a second. And but we just moved all those, and I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll send this file right to Earthworm 90 so he can have his flames. Just have to install them in his car at home and he's good to go. All the flames will come out the pipe, and then watch this video over a few times and you'll know how to do it yourself. Glencoe, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right. Now let's get outside the car. That's how you do it, guys. I learned it the hard way by having nobody to teach me and only to fiddle fuck around for hour upon hour upon hour upon hour upon hour till I started to stumble upon some shit. And then I started writing down what did what, why it did it, and where it did it. And that's how I learned to do flames. And that is the name of that tune. The only other thing I'm going to do, just because I can do it, and I'm going to, is we're going to come over here, to data. Now we've.
Oh, the flames.
Thank you, thank you. I would ran right past it. Compressed. Holy shit, that didn't take any length of time. Put them right there. Okay, now, just for shits and the occasional, a fellow asked me, well, two things, actually, two things. We're going to go to January's, and we are going to go to my 71 Vega. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there he is right there, 71 Vega. We're going to copy that, and we're going to put it in my cars folder. So this is how they get fucking huge, by the way. Okay, I'm going to put him in there because I want to make sure I know which one this is. And I'm going to go and get the little happy wing to make sure that all those nice skins are there for crawling creature 90. The earthworm, forgive me. I don't mean any disrespect. I just had a brain fuck. Okay. Now let's see where we go. It's way down at the bottom. Happy Wing, right here. Now let's just take a quick peek-a-rooney at the skins. There's hippies, and let's take a preview. Okay, yeah, these are the ones right here. These are the ones the guy liked. And they were a lot of fun to make, too. Psychedelic Gold Leaf. Well, it's Pothead. Let's take a look at Pothead. Oh, yeah, there he is. Now, don't think that I condone the usage of any kind of drugs. I no longer condone it. Then do I uncondone it? I don't particularly give a fuck one way or the other what you do. But I would say this. Now, I had a real good friend, an excellent guitar player whose son licked a fucking frog and died. And that was serious as a fucking heart attack. He was just first year in college, and the stupid motherfucker licked a frog to get a psychedelic high, and he ended up dead. And so don't fuck with garbage like that. I mean, I'd rather have you smoke a pound of pot a day than to lick a fucking frog and die. I mean, this is all I'm telling you. I don't know of anybody who's ever died of fucking pot unless they fell down the stairs stupid. But I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, don't do all this fucking bullshit like snort Drano and all that other fucking retarded bullshit. Good grief, dude. You have respect for the body that God gave you. So let's go to this little Vega, and let's take a, well, yeah, they want a different skin. They can have whatever they want. How about this one? Now come in here. We're going to go, I want to show you the flames. Will you go lay down? Come here. What happens is you got to get to the bottom and then right-click it so you can get to the showroom so I can show you these puppies. Now, this fucking thing, I'll tell you, a guy asked me for this in the comments the other day, but he had no fucking clue what he was getting because the one he saw was at least 2 years ago, unrefined as could possibly be. Now, look at this shit. Bang. Look at those fucking flames. I'm telling you, this is how good you can do if you will take your time to put some fucking flames out. This motherfucker is really, really, well, actually, it could come back just a little bit. But nonetheless, I had a really good friend of mine who has to remain anonymous. He said, you open your fucking mouth and I'm done fixing anything more for you. Because the last thing I need to do is every Jolly Roger and his grandpappy asking me for favors. I'm way too busy for that bullshit. But for me, he did a special thing, and he built those fucking pipes and put them on there for me. And I'm to this day beholden, and there's no way I'd give up the name. But anyway, see, there is some very nice people out there who have done wonderful things for me. And this did start life as a Donnie Hirt production car. I mean, he made the car, and he did a fabulous fucking job, fabulous. For me, though, I needed it to do a couple things that it didn't do off the bat. He made it strictly drag race, and I wanted to use it for whatever the fuck I want to use it for. Oh, don't think it won't drag race. This motherfucker drag race is like mad. It is a fucking wild son of a bitch. It's fabulous. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to have the tires outside the body, which means you're stuck with a big rake like this, which is fine if you beef the piss out of the suspension so that it will not nosedive. And also for me, I instead of the aluminum, I would have loved chrome, but I couldn't find chrome, and I forgot to ask the guy who did the chrome wheels for me if he'd chrome this fucker too, but I forgot. And you know, you don't want to hit him up for everything in his grandfather. If he's kind enough to do one thing for you, shut the fuck up and be thankful. I'm just telling that to myself. But I came up with the idea for the braided hoses and for the little gold parts, and all this shit works. And this is a fucking dynamite car. This is just fucking super sweet. It is super sweet. I'm telling you right now, this fucker is awesome. And so let's just go, just for the shits and giggles of it, to another uh, skin. Now, this is bogus as hell, but you know, as I told you in the video the other day, nobody starts at the top. That's me, by the way, playing a D'Agostino of New York Flying V from 1971, I believe it was. And to get the thing to drape over there, that was no fucking easy deal, trust me. But as I said, nobody starts at the top, and obviously this is kind of a bogus deal, but you can't get past where you are. I mean, that's all I can tell you. And this one I made specially for John Ooms, a friend of mine, and I would ask everybody that hears my voice, whether you particularly at this moment know God or you don't, I would ask you to bow your head and say a prayer for John Ooms, because he is fighting cancer right now and he's very depressed. And believe me, the prayers of people turn the tide of life. You know, God hears these prayers. It's not that he doesn't understand and know exactly what's going on, and it is not that he doesn't know exactly what he's going to do to begin with. But you know something, he hears the prayers of these people that are crying out for one of theirs. You know, a little compassion. And I'm almost ready to cry right now, I'll tell you. It just hit me. And it moves his hand. I mean, he'll walk into the room and beat the fuck out of the demons that are fucking with him, and that's the end of it. He won't even break a sweat. He'll just fuck them over the coals, and that's it. And that guy goes home free. I mean, my mother got healed of cancer, and we were so doggone poor. If we were thankful to have hamburgers to eat, that was all we had for a long time. If we were lucky to have that, we were so fucking poor. We had no idea what you could have out of life, and so we just sucked hind tit till it was dry. That's all I can tell you. But onward with the story. I'm sorry I get off on these fucking rambling tangents, but old people do that shit. This I wanted to show you, and what the fuck else was it? Oh, the little turbo unit car. Hang on. Oh, well, we already figured out that that was the right one. So, fuck, you know what I'm going to do? This is getting out of hand, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's the Volkswagen right there. Happy Wing. Yep. I just want to make sure it's the right one. I'm sure that this is the one that I had on Mediafire, but I'm not sure if it had all these skins. So fuck this. I'm just going to box up both of these cars for you, and that's it. Don't ask me for nothing more for a month or so, because I cannot run this fucking thing right out of headroom. I've got to be able to do this from time to time. I don't mind doing this right now, and I am doing it for you right before your very eyes, and I'm thankful to be able to do it. But don't ask me to do a lot of stuff for a while, because one, I'm going to be busy, and two, I don't want to use up all the space on my Mediafire account, because then I'm fucked, because I've got more shit coming up that I want to do that I won't have the space unless I start taking stuff off. And then if I do, and you've got a link for it, and you waited till the last dog is hung, all of a sudden it ain't there no more. And so that's just rude. So I don't want to do that. All right, where's that little bastard? Right here. I know you're chomping at the bit. I'm going to give it to you. Don't worry. Here you go. Here you go. This is fucking awesome. Just make sure you set it up properly, because if it's not set up properly, it's not going to work right. And if it don't work right, you're going to say this is a piece of shit. It's not a piece of shit, trust me. It's an excellent car. But you are going to have to learn to drive it. It will demand that you drive it properly. You can go apeshit, but it's a tiny little short car with a lot of fucking horsepower. So you have to drive it properly, or you're not going to enjoy it. It'll toss you in the ditch. But if you'll take a moment to, if you'll take a half a day to learn how to use this car, it will reward the living shit out of you. What do I want to do with this? I want to take it out of here. Okay, baboongo. All right, now this is it. I've got to make this video for you, and I enjoy doing it. So don't think that I'm bitching. I'm not bitching at one iota. I am not bitching, and I will learn how to use these fuckers at some point. You can get these right on Race Department as well. Look at that. All these beautiful things. License plates. They're on the fucking thing. You go get them. I can't be running around doing all this shit for everybody. I'll never get anything done for myself. But I'm going to do this much for you, I'll tell you right now. And as I said before, I'm glad to do it. So it's not a matter of... as a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Because I can find them real easy. Where is that thing that says license plates?
You mean these?
That's exactly right. I do mean those. As a matter of fact, some of these are fucking... All right, hang on. Cut this. And paste this. Uh-oh. And, oh, here it is. Cut this. And paste this. All right, that's on its way. Some of these are pretty good sized, so they take time getting them from MediaFire, but there's a lot of textures in there that aren't even being used, that are there for you later on. Once you get the hang of this shit, you're going to have a wealth, a treasure trove of fucking goodies that once you get the hang of this, you're going to have a time of your life. But I'll tell you what I can do. These license plates, just go get them. Fuck it. You know, they're on there. They're easy to get. It's not that big a deal. I don't even know how to use them yet, so I've got to learn myself. But that's where we are, guys. Have a nice day, and I will see you later on.
Bye-bye now.